We've already talked about Mini-Lad's fall as a content creator and his overall narcissistic personality that developed with his own bad decisions. But now let's look at someone else who was part of the popular Vanoss crew and took Mini-Lad's exposure as a douchebag as an opportunity to talk some smack about other people on Twitter. Ohmwrecker, once again another one of the boys from the popular gaming group, seemingly out of nowhere began to bring up a bunch of accusations, allegations against Terroriser and a bunch of the other gamers within the group, with a bunch of different types of harmful jargon that made no sense. He was exposed for this, of course, because unfortunately, he couldn't stick to one story and kept changing his mind on what it was he was trying to say. Even when confronted with this, he chose to run away, making himself look ever more guilty. As the old saying goes, he who flees and runs away gets to flee another day. Oldest defensive move in the book. But it also makes you look like a scummy little liar. But why? Why all of a sudden with the Craig drama going on? Why bring up these random accusations and allegations against your friends? Why would you do this? Where I said Craig's an exhibitionist narcissist, Ohm's a vulnerable one. In a nutshell, his mouth was bigger than his balls. This kind of behavior can be categorized as low self-esteem, insecurity, and hypersensitivity to criticism, even if the criticism directed at the person is well-deserved and justified. To dig up all the old tweets of Ohm's bullshit jargon would take a lifetime, so here's a clip of him joining a call with TJV, and then Wildcat joins in, and what does he do? He cowardly runs away after calling Wildcat weak, and not backing up any of the allegations and accusations he threw up in Twitter. Instead, he continues the bullshit saying, oh, the evidence is coming. The evidence is coming. I just need to dig a little more.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm aware.
All right.
So, TJV, I mean, I've seen your videos in the past, man. Like,
all right.
It seems like you had a pretty heavy bias towards the guys, right? So,
against the guys?
You're not somebody that... Huh?
Do you say I have a heavy bias against the guys?
It appeared so. I mean, there was you, JD, and Luke at the time that were kind of running with that.
I don't see what you're saying as, one, any valid proof. I don't see any evidence coming at all.
Right. It's coming. It's coming. So, and you'll get the context on how Keem happened. Like I said, with the Cyan situation...
A folder is full of so many things out of context that has probably nothing to do with any of that, and you're throwing it up there to make them seem worse than they are.
You have not seen, trust me, dude, that is like 2%.
Okay, if every explanation you're going to give is, oh, you haven't seen the truth yet.
It's coming.
Then...
Well, hey, you make content, right? You've been making content for a bit. It takes some time.
Yeah.
Right? To get things together. Listen, I'm not a script type of guy, right? Like, I'm not a type of person that's like, okay, here's my format for today's video. Anyone that watches my channel knows it. And Keem flat out just calls me out and says, dude, like, do you care about the fans or not? It was a bit of a, like, trigger moment for me where I'm like, well, fuck, dude, like, of course I care about the fans.
It sounds like
literally,
persuasion.
and he's like, well, then we're doing this at 3 p.m.
It sounds like...
So you know what I did? I went to the girls, and I talked to the girls. I tried to.
It sounds like major persuasion. Like, if you would have just waited to make your own stuff and make your own stuff come out, there would have been way more respect for you in this entire situation. Like, I'm not sitting here saying that I'm having absolutely zero respect for you, okay? If you believe that you're standing up, anyone who's following what they believe in or what they believe is right and they're trying to stand up for it, I have at least a very small respect for that. Now, you've lost all your other respect by, one, being persuaded by Keem to go on to Drama Alert to do all this. That was probably the biggest mistake, because that Drama Alert video is so embarrassing.
I went to, well, I mean, it's a matter of opinion, right? Like, I know what you see with the backlash, but you got to keep in mind, like, the Vanoss group, we have incredibly passionate fans, and I guess maybe I can't say we anymore, but this was going to happen no matter what, dude. Somebody says, Ohm shaking his pants because Wildcat's here. No, Wildcat is a weak man. Like, I'm not intimidated by him. He threatened me last year physically, and then trying to get me to play games with him again 2 months ago is just total manipulation.
Whatever you say,
I am not intimidated by Wildcat at all. He said he was going to drive up to my place last year. Dude, by all means, Wildcat, try it. Like, he's a weak dude.
Hey, you're not going to start, like, some beef in the chat with Wildcat right now.
I know, I'm just saying.
I mean,
Wildcat,
that's kind of...
sue me. Let's put this to test, dude.
Really?
No, for real.
What do you mean for real?
Do you know what
I can hear you smirking
threads?
as you're saying this. You're enjoying
this. Because of the threads. Oh. You could talk to him all you want, dude. Let him hop on a call. He's going to whitewash it. He's going to slander, He's going to... Had some interaction where he was calling out, dude, you're calling... TJV, I didn't say I was down to do
this. He's not going to say anything. Just keep talking.
Well, I'll say what I have to say, and then I'll dip, but I'll listen in. But... And when I bring things forward, or...
So your classic excuse, when the evidence comes out, we'll see.
All right. Hey, TJV, it's nice talking to you, man.
All right. Go. See you later, man. Later. Oh my fucking God, guys. It's really hard to talk to a man when he's just not that confident in what he's saying. And he's jumping to topic to topic to topic for the last almost hour and a half. Ohm is the one who wanted my Discord, and he called. I didn't force Ohm into any of this.
Ohm already had a good relationship with Vanoss and his friends, but the moment the Mini Lad situation turned extremely sour, in other words, Mini having a seat with Chris Hansen, rather than trying to ignore the negative impact it had, he decided to try and capitalize on it by compulsively making up a bunch of stuff about certain members to drag it out more and more and possibly earn himself more respect. Instead, he couldn't find or say anything to back up these radical claims and false information, and he would flee whenever someone like Wildcat would confront him about it. Vulnerable narcissists do not do well under confrontations or stress. He became extremely defensive or cowardly in the lashing out sort of way on social media whenever he felt under pressure from the exposure of his already poorly constructed lies. As to why he became this, it's really simple. It's attention. He needed constant praise and excessive external validation because he himself has a very weak sense of self. And I'm not saying this as an insult because the evidence is there. Generally, everyone in Vanoss's group has made the milestones of 1 million subscribers pretty quick, and they gain more and more views on each video, whereas Ohm failed to reach those marks soon enough, and he needed some kind of outlet or something drastic to give him as much attention as possible. Because of the poor sense of self-worth, and rather than waiting around and hope for the best, you hit that milestone and you get it right away and viewers love you and the rest of the popularity of the crew loves you, he needed it now. And in an act of desperation, concocted the most ridiculous ideas and false stories he could think of to get that attention, and he was hoping that viewers would just roll with it and he would get the attention he deserved. But instead, he decided to try and keep on backing up which was already a lie. All the lies. He kept trying to say, oh, I got evidence, I got backup, but it's been 4 fucking years now, and we still have not seen a sliver of any of this evidence whatsoever. Poor choices lead to poor outcomes, and now he's generally looked down upon.